Greetings everybody, hope you are great and I hope you are fine. In this video I am going to talk about how you can improve your vocabulary by reading. My name is Joshua Jehuda and I am the face behind Advancing Mindset. It's a platform where we talk about all things that advance you forward in your life. You want to progress the persistent character that you need to develop if you're trying to or you're aiming to achieve your goals. It's keeping on advancing mindset. That is a brand. The company is Ariel Academy, where we talk about education and we deal with different kinds of education. That is positive mindset. We got health and wealth. We got spirituality, and you also got professional careers and skills that you need to do if you want to improve your skills or your career. So welcome to this video. We'll talk about ways in which you can improve your vocabulary. That was a little bit of an intro about the company that is positivity, which is the mindset, and we go with the wealth and health, which are both, they say wealth is health or health is your wealth. You find both. And then you got spirituality that deals with compassion, kindness, happiness, dealing with one another, being in the divine, being in the right vibrations. All that are all linked because your mindset is how you think, how you process your thoughts, dealing with your feeling as well. Your wealth is the bank and having enough of everything. With the money, with the thoughts, with the friends, with the happiness. And your health is how wholesome you are, your mental abilities, your physical abilities. So you want all of them to be at 100%. That would make you perfect, right? Imagine if you had positive mindset, you had positive health, positive wealth, everything was existing. Perfect. No, that's what's called immortality, isn't it? Yes, it is capable of being, it's impossible, is it? Or is it not possible to be immortal? If God is immortal, why should man be immortal? Yes, our spirits are immortal, we don't die. But our bodies, physical bodies, we have to come into the body to be here. So by understanding your mindset, your health, your wealth, and your spirituality, you'll have a better life here in this physical plane. So one way that you can do that is to improve your vocabulary. What is vocabulary? Good question. So vocabulary is simply the words that you use and understand, or the words which have definitions. So it is a group of words used by a group of people. Now we know the whole world is made of groups of people. So that could be on the lowest form, your family, your friends. Then families build to make up, we have caste, or sometimes we have totems. Then totems make up tribes, and tribes make up nations or countries. And some tribes make up language groups or divisions, and then some of those make up nations, some of those make up big groups, and then those make the world. So each nation or tribe or group of people have their own vocabulary that they use, that they have developed. As you know, language began way back in Africa. That's where language began, but as life moves on, people started spreading out and it went to different parts of the world, and so language evolved. New sounds were created, new words were made because of different settings, environment. But if you trace back all vocabulary, it goes back to the West and Southern Africa, or Western Eastern, around the area. People have their own definitions. But Southern Africa, where it came from, either the middle or the south, some say from the click language, because all language comes from nature. The vocabulary in African languages, in the villages or in Asia, so I suppose Chinese language, it's a character of nature. So that's where vocabulary came from nature. It comes from the words. So each word had a meaning or sound of it. So you could actually draw the word or the sound itself, because it represented a character in nature. And that's where most of the words came from. So if you look at the ancient languages, the Kemet, the Mediterranean, that's the Egyptian, that's what we call now hieroglyphics. We've got the ancient Hebrew language, it was all across the Africa and the Middle East. We've got old Arabic, If you got some says we got Syriac is the first one. We got Amharic. We got the Aramaic. So all these are ancient languages, and look at them, the way they write, their uniforms is all with regards to a nature, sound in nature. So that's where the original vocabulary came from. From there, we got other languages which developed on there. Now, some languages don't use nature as a basis. So now we got to figure out what the meaning is of these words nowadays. So nowadays, if you use the word English, so English is a mix of different languages. Some came from Latin, from Greek, from French, from Hebrew, from German. So it's a mixture of different languages. So we need to find out what words we are using in the English language. So all in all, it is good to improve your vocabulary. So whichever language you speak in or you use, as you grow up, you learn to extend your vocabulary, right? Because as you grow, you want to learn new words. Each level of life brings new additions, isn't it? As you're young, you learn these words. As you increase your reach or your network of people, you learn different words on people use. You learn, as you're young, you will learn the few words. Hi, bye, mama, pada. As you go up, you say hello, you start to express yourself. Where can I go? Start learning your shoes, your clothes. As you go up in the level, you start learning about the air, the water, and then you ask what's the water. Then next you're going to do the molecules. Then you go into the cells. Some now into the waves and particles. So language goes deeper. I don't know how deep it can go, but in every level is something to learn. You're never too old to say I've learned it all in life. That's the beauty about life. You cannot say I've learned it all. So life is about learning. So the more vocabulary you learn, the more things you learn. For those, if you want to learn more, some people specialize in certain niches or markets whereby they know only the vocabulary about place, which is good. So they know almost everything about that market or that course. So what ones you want to learn from, those who have dived into a certain specific interest or area of expertise, because they have spent time and energy going through the words, especially the vocabulary. That's how you learn how to do it, by reading what they have written. You can never do it yourself, or if you read their books, right, their writings, or their articles, or some use even magazines or manuscripts. They'll express themselves, their vocabulary in that manuscript. So by reading around, you get to know what people have been studying for many years. Somebody can put your whole life in the book and you just take a few hours and it's done. That is how quick reading is. That is the importance of reading. I've got a couple of books here I'm going to show you, but the more you read from people's articles, their biographies, some use their magazines, you learn a lot about their vocabulary and what you can use. Some words you'll know, some words you may not know, but then you want to write them down and then you go and find them out, isn't it? So that is the beauty of vocabulary. So for example, here I've got a couple of books here that I read. So this is David R. Hamilton. He talks about the 5 side effects of kindness. Caution. This book will make you feel better, be happy, and live longer. So this book talks about being happy. What is good for the heart? Slowing aging, improves relationships, contagiousness. As you read through, you tend to pick up his vocabulary. Talk about study, volunteers. Talk about the money spent. Talk about kindness to ourselves. Talk about an antidote to depression. It says, once I was kept in a locked ward for a month. The staff were not very nice. There was little kindness. No compassion at all. I think mental health was generally misunderstood. I was given electroconvulsive therapy. It didn't work. I think it did more harm than good. One day I decided that I couldn't take it anymore and threw myself off a waterfall into a fast-flowing river. Then my bum got stuck between 2 rocks and it stopped me from drowning. This is somebody's story about what she was going through. So this is the vocabulary that he's mentioning in his book about mental health vocabulary. People trying to find kindness in his book. So his vocabulary is not about kindness, finding a way out. People have gone through many facts about psychology, medicine, oxidative stress. The kindness slows aging. So all this is vocabulary that I am picking up. Just reading through, my subconscious mind is picking up the words that I am not even reading at all. So by browsing through them, you don't have to read them, just look at them with that. Think about the miracle happened. Kindness softens our arteries. So it's a mixture of vocabulary from biology to neurology. We have a bit of medical biology in here. We also have personal development here. There's emotional contact, there's comforting, there's supporting a friend or loved one. How kindness produces oxytocin, through feeling elevated. The love hormone. Type of summary talks about Kindness can bring a smile to a person's face, but it also brings a smile to the face of the giver. It makes us all happier. Compassion and gratitude, both aspects of kindness in a broad sense, also improve happiness. So these are the vocabulary that is used by David R. Hamilton, who has a PhD. That's him at the back over there. DavidHamilton.com. DrDavidHamilton.com. So he talks about kindness as a powerful medicine. By making kindness a conscious practice, your life will improve in solid, measurable ways. Better health, inner peace, everyday abundance, deep joy, and more love. So that is the vocabulary that you get from this book. So if you read more on this book, you find more. So the more you read with different artists, let's forget the judging and saying, oh, I don't like him, he's not my type, he's not my, he's not my type, she's not my kind, it's different religion, it's different color, different race, I can't read the books. Avoid judging, just read the book and see what you can get from it. The more you read, the more you understand from different vocabulary writers or authors or publishers and more. So that is another way. Another book I like to read is Fiona Harris, Be Your Own Life Coach. Take control of your life, achieve your wildest dreams. This is all about coaching or developing yourself as a person. In other words, what the vocabulary you should use is about self-empowerment, personal power. We've got befriending yourself. We've got being good. We talk about how your life be different. It's all about evaluating yourself. You want to see yourself and improve yourself. This is the book to read. So I've learned from this book, the vocabulary is about unleashing your personal power to exude glowing self-confidence and building a magnetic personality. Chapter 3. That is the vocabulary, which is more motivating vocabulary. It's about personal growth vocabulary. These are words when you like how to unleash your personal power to exude glowing self-confidence, how to build a magnetic personality. So all these are words which are positive affirmations. So you get positive affirmation from this book. How to refine your internal dialogue, breathing life into the new you. Yes, this is all about moving yourself forward, positivity in here. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are, and who do you need to think you are to have the life you want, your ideal life? Motivation, self-belief, self-discipline, willingness to change. So all these are the words, and you can see from the book that it's all about improving yourself as a person. So this is for those who want more out of their own lives. Yes, can you see that? So Fiona Harold, Be Your Own Life Coach. That is her at the back. So that's the vocabulary that I get from these books. By reading it, I always feel inspired and motivated. So that's what you get from reading different kind of writers. So far we've got about kindness, abundance. We talk about the heart, oxytocin, your mental health vocabulary. That means to talk about self-development. It's all about the mind. So it's all about developing yourself, but in different topics. So kindness and yourself go hand in hand with you, because once you're kind, one way of improving having your life is to be kind. So by reading two different authors, I get a lot of vocabulary from them. So why? Read different books. Everyone has their own version of kindness, which is not right or wrong. It's how they perceive it or how they learned it. So by doing that, you're improving your vocabulary. I just did by writing those through. The next book on the read is Bright Shine, Mind Waves, for the ultimate energy that could change the world. So if you're into energy, healing, which all these are, to be honest, kindness heals. Once you're a own life coach, how to improve yourself, you heal yourself from other things. It's all about the same topic, healing. So we have different perspectives of the same thing. It's all about you. These writers are all about you, healing yourself. Now she talks about mind waves. So she'll give you vocabulary specific about mind waves. Open the book just like that. Like I've skipped some. But on this page, I will talk about, she talks about flying colors, operations, completely cured, terminal diseases, similar to the kindness, psychic surgeons. That's more there. We got some here as wild animals and pets, automatic writing, waves of energy, content with a feeling and a happy. Same with the life coach, all happiness, being content. Hypnotherapy. She also going to talk about thought projection. On this page, part one is telepathy, the way you want to pronounce it. So all these words that she uses in her vocabulary. So you learn about them if you don't understand them, then you can say, hey, write it down and then Google it or find the meaning of the word. So there's also another one which she talked about, which we cannot see here. We talked about hypnotherapy. We've talked about telepathy. We've talked about thought projection. We've talked about communicating with your pet. And the bottom here, telepathic communication. So all these are words which you use, but normally we use communication, but we talk about verbal or written communication, but she's talking about telepathic communication. That would, like, really? Is that true or false, you know? So the more you read about it, the more she talks about it. An example is communication through visualization. So all these are words which she uses. So she's all about the brain or the mind and the waves. So the vocabulary which deals with mind, the mind waves, that's telepathic, brain waves. We talk about projection of mind waves, thought projection. She's all about the mind and the waves which are invisible. That is more of a spiritual side of things. So it's all about the spiritual side of it. So if you got one, mind waves, beyond light shows, have to have your personal power, all related to the same cause. You've also got the 5 side effects of kindness. All these are related in that they're trying to heal you to be a better person, but they're talking about it in their own personal experience or from the knowledge they understand. So by reading all of them, you can have a better picture of the vocabulary and what they are learning. Right now, I feel like I've read from different kind of people. It's like I've met them already. So that is the importance of improving your vocabulary just through reading. Reading is key. Reading is very key to yourself. Always read. Always find out different things in different books. Now, so far I've been reading just through books which are related about kindness, abundance. We talk about healing yourself, personal power, and talk about your mind. So all these are related. So I'm going to go now to another book, different from the 3. Let's talk about investing in people, financial impact of human resource initiatives. It's not my area, but I read it because why? I get to know what they are talking about. Talk about marketing, HR, measurement, strategic. So this is a different kind of vocabulary. This is more like, I would say, investing vocabulary. So I wouldn't say I understand that term. So what I'll do, I'll go and look it up. What is measurement strategic? How do we pronounce the words? Analytical foundations of HR measurement. And this is more about human resources. So it talks about the vocabulary. The vocabulary he uses is about human resources vocabulary. So here we've got a big page. You can see those words. I'm going to read them afterwards. But that is the vocabulary that he is using. Oh, by the way, the writer is Wayne Cascio and John Badru, if I pronounce them right. Those are the writers. Followed by Sue Mazinger, CEO Society for Human Resource Management, the world's largest professional association devoted to HR management. So if I read the words they use here, which probably don't have a clue, this is the vocabulary that they use in HR. So there's communicating job availability, pre-employment, administrative functions, testing, staff meeting, travel moving expenses, post-employment acquisition and dissemination of information, in-house medical examinations, contracted medical examinations. Formulas are rate per examination, average travel cost per applicant. You've got interviewers' pay rate, number of interviews during period, number of new hires, number of turnovers replaced during period. But this and much more is all HR vocabulary. It's not my area at all, but when I read more, I learn this because I was doing business. These are things I need to understand. Training costs, separation costs, replacement costs. I need to know this. The logic connecting employee attitudes, behavior, and financial outcomes. Attitudes include satisfaction, commitment, and engagement, and much more. So all this is talking about human resources management. From the number 1, the world's largest professional association devoted to HR management, investing in people, financial impact of human resource initiatives. So if you read it, to be honest, all of them are linked. This is about investing in people. That's about investing in yourself. It's about talking about you. It's investing in people. Who is you? Which are you, if I say, or which are them? But this book's talk about investing in people. Literally talking about them, about kindness, about your mind waves, talking about your improving your life, being your own life coach. Now it's talking about investing in people. But the books are all about the people. So these are words you've got from different kinds of authors and writers. So now your vocabulary is going to increase. Next time I know, if I go to HR meeting or HR webinar, I know the words, some of the words they use. Like, yeah, I know that. Sometimes you go somewhere and you don't know the words at all, or they have a clue what they're talking about. But now I've got a few words from the HR. I know what to do. I know it. I look them up and see what they mean. Next time some people talk about HR, I can reply. I can engage because I know what they mean. So whichever, I'll say niche, or it could be your business you're in, it could be a hobby you're doing, it could be a course you're taking in language. Each of those have their own unique vocabulary, as we have seen. So those who succeed are the ones who improve or have a large vocabulary and they understand the meanings of the words. The degrees of vocabulary is one vocabulary is one how you understand the words, you know the meaning of the words and the intended use of the words. Those who are fluent with the words are the ones who have more success. By fluent to me, you know the meaning of the word, how to use it and when to use it, and the context of using the word. Don't just say a word and things have a meaning. It's a time where you can know the right time to use a certain word, the context, the pronunciation, how to use it, when to use it, and the words to add on to it. That's when you are fluent with a word. We know exactly what it means and what effect it's going to bring. Look at the top speakers right now. There was a, if you go back on YouTube now, President Trump now is giving a goodbye speech. So many people are watching it. He's very fluent and eloquent. So people are listening to his speech. He's very eloquent in his speech. So why? Because he has a good and large vocabulary. So check up on YouTube or type in President Trump goodbye speech. It's on at the moment. So he is very eloquent and very fluent with his vocabulary. Suppose for some of the people who are very good because they have a lot of vocabulary, they know how to influence people, not just bring the right words just by his words. He can anger people, he can make some happy just by the power of his words, not even his actions. People can get mad at him, some can love him, but because why? He has the power of words and knows how to use it exactly to get the right effect. So that is the benefit of improving your vocabulary. So learn to read more, as I said, and I'll show you the books we're just talking about today. With the 4 books we have mentioned. There we are. Investing in people, mind waves, the 5 side effects of kindness, and be your own life coach. All these have a different vocabulary, some are similar, but the more you read from different authors, the more you understand, more and more your brain makes, I can feel my brain now making connections. Your hemispheres, the right and left hemispheres are going to speak to each other, make connections. So once they make connections, they speak more and exchange information. And the neurons start to fire together, wire together. So the more you read, the more words you understand, another connection is made in your brain. So your brain has trillions of connections in there. So it's a supercomputer. So but you need to, the more you feed it the good stuff, more vocabulary you use, and more positive images you use, the better your brain works and more confident you become. So learn to improve your vocabulary just by reading, understanding. That's one way of improving your vocabulary. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. My name is Joshua from Advancing Mindset. Remember that mindset of persistent excellence, to keep on moving no matter what you are faced by, any obstacle or challenge, you keep on moving. We want to be advancing in all our affairs, whether positive, whether business, whether socializing, exercising, everything. We want to be seen as people who are advancing or moving forward. Hope you're great. Hope you are perfect. Take care, and shall see you again for another video on vocabulary. Shalom.